Hey, welcome back to the Fit to Survive channel. So I figured it's time to do an update on the different kind of custom scales that are available for the 91mm Swiss Army knife. And so I've done several videos before. Well, I think it's just 2 videos that I've done before. But anyways, I have some new scales to show, kind of demonstrate to you guys. And so I've kind of divided these by where they were made and kind of by quality. And so the top layer is all Chinese, and these are all titanium except for this set right here. That is steel. And then these scales, they are American made. They're from Meton Boss. And the 3 sets of micarta scales are from a guy in Indonesia. Then these 3 down below, they are also American made. They're from Prometheus Design Works. And these are all European made. You have Work Tribe, Daily Customs, and ASZ. All right, so I'll go to start up top. And so the first 3 you'll notice are kind of awkward because they do not have the corkscrew cut out. And so it's kind of an interesting set of scales because this lets me place the dragonfly on the very first blade, on the very first layer, I'm sorry. But again, of course, you won't have the corkscrew with this setup here. Also, you can see that these are meant for to be assembled with the torque screws that actually come with them. But the disadvantage of that is that it's limited to just 4 thin layers is the maximum that you can find. You see on the back there, that looks. So it's got basically this frag pattern. So kind of interesting looking there. All right, and the same thing for these next 2 scales here. You see it's gonna be the exact same concept where it does not have the corkscrew cutout, and it has the same basically torque screw assembly setup there. So this set also is titanium. It's got the copper little plus logo there. So if you wanted the knife to be larger than 4 thin layers, then you have to use like a brass pins and pin that externally. This set right here is really interesting because it is not meant for necessarily, it's not set up for a torque screw assembly, but actually to be pinned shut externally with brass. So you see, kind of interesting. One of the issues I already see with this is actually going to be the fact that there's not the cutout for the 4th pin. And so interesting scales, I'll do some experimenting with them. You can see they're like super thin. They're titanium, but we'll see how that works out. But anyway, something interesting experimenting with. They're from China. And then the next layer is basically it's steel. And this is supposed to be a raindrop Damascus pattern. Now, I cannot quite tell if this is just a laser engraved pattern or if it's actual real Damascus. If it's just a laser engraved pattern, they did a good job making sure that all of the slots and everything was all covered. And so hard to say if it's actual Damascus or not. Looking at the side of it, I'm probably going to lean towards this, maybe more of a laser engraved pattern. But anyway, it's kind of shiny, kind of an interesting alternative to titanium. It's definitely heavier than the titanium scales. All right, in this set, which is actually pretty popular, a lot of people ask for this particular titanium set of scales. It's got a really interesting rock pattern on it. And you can see this is almost a plus scale. Basically, it has the pin, it has the tweezers and the pick slot, but it does not have the needle slot on it. So I've never had any problem with the titanium from China. It seems to be decent quality titanium. If I need to anodize it, it actually anodizes just fine, and so on. But they are quite a bit cheaper than, of course, if you buy a set of scales from the United States or from Europe. Then this one has the Victorinox logo, which of course is questionable whether they can actually legally do that or not. So anyways, a really simple, again, set of titanium scales. Got the Victorinox logo on it. All right, then the next one, it has actually, basically it's a plus logo and it's fluted. You can see here. And now these have been requested quite often also from people. One of the reasons being is you can actually fit a 6mm tritium vial right here into this plus logo. And so I've done that before. Makes it a little bit nicer like that. All right, then moving on down here to the Meton Boss scales. Of course, these are also going to be titanium. And here he has engraved my Spidernox logo on that. So that turned out really well. Really like that. So you can see his quality here in the back. These are, of course, plus scales. So it has the pin, the pick, the tweezers, and the needle slot right there. So really good quality scales there from Meton Boss. But of course, they're going to be about 2 to 3 times more expensive than the Chinese scales. All right, these are also from Meton Boss. These have been laser engraved. It's got this puzzle pattern. So you see those are plus scales also. All right, then these are brass, also from Meton Boss. And it's got kind of a Damascus pattern. There's a certain name he gave this. I can't remember what kind of the pattern it is. But anyways, you can see this is a laser engraved pattern, because on the back you can see it's just ordinary brass, and the front's got this really cool looking pattern to it. All right, and then these are also from, of course, Meton Boss. There's titanium, and they're really shiny. You can see how it kind of reflects the light, kind of changes between a blue and a purple. These are also titanium scales, and they're plus scales, what I meant to say. Again, you got the pin, the pick, tweezers, and the needle slot right here. So in the back, they're kind of awkward looking with that kind of golden bronze color. In the front, they look really good. Basically, it's what he calls a circuit board pattern. All right, then this is a, basically it's a camo, it's a blue camouflage pattern. Again, plus scales. I've never had any difficulty with Meton Boss's scales. They're always really great quality. These are copper. Again, they're plus scales. They got the pin, the pick, and everything that you want there. So copper is nice. It's really heavy, and if you like the whole kind of patina look, that's really cool. All right, these are titanium scales, and these are what he's calling, if I remember correctly, this is his, he calls them, it's from The Mandalorian, what is it called? Basically that armor, Beskar. Yeah, this is his battle-worn Beskar, is what he calls this. And so it's got this kind of interesting shape to it. It's got a really coarse kind of texture also. I guess I kind of help it kind of be grippy. But again, it's a laser engraved pattern there. I think it looks really cool. If you notice down below, he also had that symbol, which is the, yeah, I'm not going to try to go Star Wars nerd on you. All right, so then moving on to the micarta scales. Like I said, this is from a guy in, I believe, Indonesia, if I remember correctly. And so this is his black micarta. You can see it also is plus scales, so it has all the slots, including the needle slot. So they're super lightweight. At the same time, they're super strong. They're not like bending or anything like that. So this is his OD grain. Again, plus scales there. So really good quality also with his scales. Sometimes I might have to make some small modifications to make sure that it snaps onto the scale, onto the Swiss Army knife just the way I want. All right, then this is also his tan micarta scales. All right, then these are from ASZ. I think that's all his name's supposed to be, just ASZ. And so these are copper. You can see there. And what he has here, this is the Mythosaur, or the one of those. I think it's the Mythosaur also from Star Wars. Got a little plus logo on there. And you can tell these are just plain scales, so they're not plus. They do not have the needle or the pin slots. All right, these are also from ASZ, and this is titanium. It's got a really cool pattern to it. These have been darkened, and also you can see these are plus scales. So again, the pin, the tweezers, and there you have the needle slot. And I point that out because not everybody who makes a plus scale actually includes the needle slots. All right, then these are from Daily Customs. This is their fluted. This is their DC 91.3. Yes, 91.3. And what's really cool, you can see this Damascus inset here. It's actually round on the back, and so it's meant to fit into this plus logo, so it's nice and flush in the front. Let me get that back in there. All right. So I think it looks really cool like that. I like the fluted design they have on it. It has basically these threaded holes in the back, so you can attach a pocket clip. And they do provide pocket clips, or it takes some other pocket clips from some common knives, which at the moment is slipping my mind. But if you notice here, these do not have any accessory slots, and so you'll have absolutely no pick, no tweezers, nothing. So just the scales basically. All right, then this is also from Daily Customs. Now this is what they call their DC 91.2 Plus. That's because it has these slots. So these are plus scales, but again, these are one of the ones that do not have the needle slot. So you just have the pin, the pick, and the tweezers. And also you'll notice right here, it also has a serial number. So it says Daily Customs 76 out of 99. Let me look at this one. Yeah, this one also has, it says Daily Customs 0123. That's a pretty cool serial number there. All right, now this is from Work Tribe. He also makes some super nice scales. These are plain scales, so they're not going to be plus. You just have the pick and the tweezer slots. And this is also titanium. It's been darkened. It's got a really nice topographic pattern on it. And so I have not worked with this particular set of scales yet. I'm looking forward to that here in the future. But again, I've worked with some of his 93 millimeter scales, and they are great quality. And so I don't expect to have any issues with these 91 millimeter scales. I really think that these scales look really amazing. All right, now these are the Prometheus Design Work scales. And so this is actually a glow-in-the-dark set. That's why it's got this awkward color. And so I like that it comes with its own pocket clip. It's a pretty nice pocket clip, nice and beefy. It's not really a deep carry, which is kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, really nice. And then these last two over here, they're going to be both G10. So this is a kind of lime green. And now this has the glow-in-the-dark dot right there. So again, you can see it's just plain scales, not plus scales. They do have a set in titanium also, and it's also fluted just like this right here. It also has the glow-in-the-dark dot, and it actually is a plus scale. So the G10 scales from them are not available, unfortunately, in a plus scale. So the orange one, same setup here. It's got the glow-in-the-dark dot, got the pocket clip, and all of that. All right, so anyways, that is all that I have for just some of the scales I have in stock. Now, this is not an exhaustive review. There are, of course, a lot of other options out there that are available on the market, but this is just kind of an overview. Yeah, the Chinese-made, American-made, German-made, Indonesian-made, Polish-made. Yeah, and so a bunch of different scales. Let me know what you think, which ones you like the best. And I'll include links to most of these down in the description of the video. So if you're interested to go find them, you can check that out. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.